Hello ladies and gentlemen, MarauderEX here back with more Let's Play Shining Force 2, and we are going to finish up this fight. I've killed everything except for the last 4 enemies here, so we're going to finish that up, because I want to show off the end of this fight on screen. So, we are in a really crappy situation. So I've tried power leveling, and there's an extent to which how much you can power level in this game. And I've kind of hit it. We have hit that spot. And so we are now having to deal with the fact that we're going to be going into a fight after this that we are very ill-equipped to deal with. So, it's because no matter what you do, unless you ridiculously over-level in that fight, you are going to be ill-equipped to deal with that fight. That's just how it works. It's not an easy fight. It's not really meant to be an easy fight. It's obnoxious and frustrating, and it is really one of the worst fights ever in an RPG that I've had to deal with. Because it just like, hey, guess what? Difficulty curve. We're gonna ramp up without too much warning or really ability to cope. For the long and short, it's like there's about the only thing we can do is hope that we don't miss. Is hope that you can kill the boss in a reasonable number of turns. Other than that, you are going to have a really bad day. As you can see, I've got everyone up to level 3 except for Sarah, who is level 5, because it's so much easier to gain levels healing through power leveling like this, because you will always get a set 10 XP, whereas now we are starting to get about 15 XP a kill. Even on, you know, the Dark Madams, the Cleric, the Skeletons will, however, give a fair bit of XP, but they are few and far between. So, yeah, it's kind of a wash trying to power level unless you've got healers that you want ridiculously over level. I thought about, you know, getting Sarah up to some ungodly level, but not, you know, really necessary. Doable, but not necessary. So, alright, let's kill her so that she is not in the way anymore. And yeah, 15 XP for a kill makes things rather difficult. So, one strategy is you could redo this fight over and over and over and over again to get an unlimited supply of Protect Rings from that Dark Madam that we just killed, by having her drop them to guarantee that they drop, using the enemy control code, and use those, because using the ring has the effect of boost level 1, and that is effective. That basically gives you XP based off the number of people it actually affects. So you hit a group of 4 people, you're going to get, you know, a decent chunk of XP for it. The only problem is those items can crack, and if you use them while cracked, they will shatter, meaning they no longer function. They go away completely. So that is something to keep an eye out for, but that also requires a lot of cheating, because I've gone through this fight a couple of times and have not gotten any other Protect Rings. We just got the one that we have on Sarah. So I don't know if the code prohibits it from dropping, or what, if we have one. I assumed it was just a random happenstance, but it seems to not be. Because I've killed too many of them for to. Oh, well, not what I was intending, but okay. Kaizen one-shots the skeleton and ends the fight for us. Alright, let's go into Creed's mansion. No, Adler still can't see. He's still blind, but he's moving around as if he can. It's because Adler is secretly, Matt Murdock, which means he is the Daredevil. And he's gonna go clean up Hell's Kitchen, which actually is kind of entertaining because we're going to a Greater Devil's Mansion. Get it? Hell's Kitchen, Greater Devil? Come on! That was a good one. Anyway, let's come over here, we'll get this treasure chest. And that gives us the Healing Rain. This item is ridiculously overpowered right now. So much so that as much as... No, I'll keep it just on the safe side for now, because it is Aura level 4, which is a spell we can get, and its effect is it heals everyone that's currently alive in combat to full. That is what it does. There are only a handful of Healing Rain items, but the spell we can learn, and as long as you have MP, you can just cast it to your heart's content. So that purple-looking guy there, who's descendant of Ivan Ooze, is Mr. Creed. So he's talking to Fairy, which we needed to talk to the Fairy anyway, because the dwarves were looking for the Fairy. So it sounds like we're going to be able to kill two birds with one stone here. Servant Goliath unlocks the door. Now let's go talk to Goliath. Hey, scare the crap out of him for one. We've come to see Mr. Creed. Do we have an appointment? No, we do not have an appointment. Sorry, but he's busy now. Please come back later. Okay, so apparently we can't see Creed because he's busy talking to the Fairy, who we also need to see. And in typical Daredevil fashion, Adler's like, let's just bust our way in. And Peter's like, okay, sure. Not the idea I would have expected from the blind kid, but the logic seems sound. Except for the fact that Goliath can teleport, so that's... Mr. Creed is too busy, go away. No. And we don't really look like kids anymore. Like, Bowie's definitely an adult now that he's promoted. Let's just kind of go through that door. Okay, let's go through the door that he was trying to unlock. We give up. We'll see Mr. Creed later. Let's get out of here. And we can leave, but we're not supposed to. We're actually supposed to do this and try to go through the door. However, in doing so, we get shrunk. And this becomes a terrible movie from the 80s about shrinking kids. Whoever passes through the magic door becomes small. Anyone who's not protected by Mr. Creed. So, Creed just goes around shrinking people for whatever reason. It's his home defense system. And we get tossed on top of the desk. A strange feeling swept over me when I entered the door, and then it felt like I was lifted upward. It's difficult to explain. Yeah, you can't see, so trying to explain it to you that we got shrunk... I can imagine that being difficult to explain to someone who's blind. So how small are we? Well, we are tiny on top of a desk, and the desk is like a village. And that was Goliath. Yeah, what did you do to us? Told you not to go in, you didn't listen. You guys look so cute. So basically Goliath's a dick, and just gonna let us stay shrunk, instead of, you know, fixing it. I would imagine that Creed would be rather pissed off if he found, oh, some kids tried to come into my house to see me on something rather important, you know, as suggested by Volcanon, a god. And, no, I'm just gonna let those kids stay tiny. Alright, so we can talk to people, and this kingdom was made by Creed. There's no concept of time here. I love how time is completely... We got, you know... There's a pin just kind of hanging off the desk. So we can't leave without the king's permission. And the king is kind of a douche. So I come up here, and that's someone important that we'll deal with later. from the outside? Yeah, why did we come here? Completely by accident. Suggest you see the king? He's a good man. No, he's not. He's a dick. I was there during the disaster. I was looking for the legendary sword. I hate it here. So what had happened is the people of this desktop kingdom were caught in a natural disaster, and Creed was able to save them by turning them tiny. And if we come over and talk to this one little kid here, it contradicts everything else. Creed is a fine gentleman. His magic saved us a long time ago during a natural disaster. Devils cannot use their magic to affect human lives. Supposedly, it's one of their rules. These two statements contradict each other. So he used his magic to help you, but they can't use their magic to affect human lives. I would say making them tiny, immortal things affects their life. Alright, so we also have the caravan here, and we have a priest that we can use to save the game, which no one's dead, and we are going to go ahead and save it, because we really can't leave here. No matter what, at the moment, there is nothing that can be done, you know, other than finishing the chessboard kingdom. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and continue. Let's go talk to the king and get this over with. This is just going to be a complete, total disaster. So we're not able to see Creed. Somewhere in Floor World, there's a tunnel that leads to Creed. I'll let you go if you win a game against my army. You may go to the chessboard now. So we have to win against the chessboard army, which is 16 enemies and a completely rigged game of chess, because it already comes with 3 queens in addition to the king. So it's like, that's just, those 2 should be pawns. Don't even try to pull one over on me. But let's start this fight that is just going to go poorly. Are you ready to start the battle? Alright, let's take a look and see what we've got. That little cluster of troops there is our biggest concern. Let's start with the weaklings. Pawns. HP of 36, attack of 53, defense of 37, agility of 25, movement of 6. These are basically Gallum soldiers, recolored. Next to them we've got rooks. HP of 40, attack of 48, defense of 31, agility of 27, movement of 4. These are arrow launchers that are equipped with robin arrows. Yay! There's several of them. That's not going to be fun. Knights. HP of 48, attack of 51, defense of 34, agility of 29, movement of 7. They come with a power spear. These are the Gallum Knights, the centaur-esque looking guys. We've got evil bishops, which are actually a brand new character model that we have yet to see. So this is really new. HP of 33, MP of 36, attack of 47, defense of 37, agility of 25, movement of 5, heal level 3, and blast level 2. So there's slight upgrades over the clerics that we've been dealing with as of this point. Queens. HP of 30, MP of 26, attack of 46, defense of 36, agility of 35, movement of 6, freeze level 2. They are upgrades to the Dark Madams, just in stats. They're also completely recolored. And then the boss of the fight. King. HP of 55, MP of 28, attack of 55, defense of 40, agility of 33, movement of 6, with blaze level 2. He is also a brand new enemy unit. So we've got a lot of stuff here. We've got 2 high-end healers, 3 Dark Madams, a really strong melee unit that also happens to have Blaze 2, because his attack is 55 versus Bowie's, which is 53, so he is already just stronger than our strongest unit. The options I have available here are to use this fight to power level, but I will lose a good number of people in trying to pull that off. There's just no way around that. It's like, if you want to power level this fight, it's entirely doable, but just know that the enemy AI for this fight is designed to swarm you. It's designed to get to a specific point, and then it eats you alive. So, it's not a fun fight. I really do not like this fight at all. Like I said, the difficulty curve just ramps the hell up, and there's very little means of coping. So, some available strategies are to power level, just kill what you can, aggress, lather, rinse, repeat, until you get, to a more acceptable level to where you can actually do damage to these guys without, dying instantly in the process, or having to focus all of your effort on the king and hope that you can kill him before your entire force or Bowie just bites the dust. So, I'm gonna move all of my people over to the right and see if we can take things in stages or in waves, so that I can just kill everything without taking too much damage. But I'm pretty sure my option is to, if I want to go down that path, is to power level. I will have to power level if I want to try to kill everything in this fight. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to make a beeline for the king and hope that I can kill him before his healers make a break for it, because, yeah. And that's the problem. His healers, he really doesn't need 2 healers that have heal level 3 and enough MP to cast it multiple times. That's really the downside of this fight, is the fact that it has so much of too many things. It has so much magic support based off of the king and the 3 queens. That's a lot of AoE magic right off the bat. Then you've got a lot of ranged support because you've got 2 Robin Arrow equipped long-range units, 2 Power Spear ranged units, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 just really threatening melee units. So that's the way this fight crumbles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to move my units up, like I said, to go around to the right without drawing too much attention. I know I'm going to draw a lot of attention. Alright, and now is when things are going to start coming after me. So, we've got our force lined up and prepared. I really just don't like this. I really don't. Because there's not too much I can do until I can draw their attention forward. Because I want to keep... If I have to bunch people up, I want to keep them bunched up at the back so that the... And see, like, I am within range of that pawn, but yet he's not coming after me. Same with the rook. These guys are not coming after me. And, like, that pawn is running away. I don't understand. Alright, so we're going to take a blast, which 9 points damage, not terrible. Like, definitely could have been worse. We're going to move some of our troops in position so that we can go after him. And really, Kazan is going to be our trump card, because as long as we can separate one of the units, we can do some damage to it. So, and it would, help if we did damage by actually attacking it. That would be, just peachy. So that was kind of a misfire. Let's see if we can. If we could kill the bishops, that would actually go a really long way to making this fight considerably more manageable. So let's kill him and hope that we are not too far overextended. And Slade levels up to 4, that's great. And he learns Katon. Unfortunately, he does not have the MP to use it in this fight, because his MP upgraded as well. Alright, so ranged units coming after our ranged unit. Ow, ho, 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 ho. I mean, look how much damage that did. That was just... And look how much damage I'm doing in its place. That's just not... And Slade's gonna take a hit from... And a heavy attack at that. So Slade's dead. There is no turning back on this. I hate this fight with a burning passion. I really do. Alright, let's heal May so that May doesn't die, and I guess I'll end this episode here. There's really not much else I can do other than hope that the king comes after me and that we can take him on. So, yeah. I'll see you guys in the next installment, where, hopefully, I can end this fight. Till then, later, everyone.